Hey everyone, this is the editor speaking. I'm just here to say a few things before this episode begins. Well, we kinda suffered a few issues while recording this, and we recorded on Discord, so. And it's mostly because of bad internet, so if you hear some of us sounding kinda robotic, blame the internet for that. There's not much really we can do about it, so either way, we hope you enjoyed this episode. It's definitely a spooky one. Listen to it with the lights off, or the lights on, whichever you prefer. Enjoy!
Hi! So, we are here again, Safehouse podcast with episode 3. And this time we got, oops, spooky episode. So, we have 4 people here with us right now. And we'll be introducing each other as we always do. And let's start off with me. I am Rose. You can call me Rose, and for this episode, I'll be asking our fellow people here what they would be this Halloween season. And for me, I'm gonna be a devil because I've been sinning. And that sounded so corny. Okay, so next person we'll be introducing is Mac. Hi, Mac.
Yo, call me Mac. I'd rather be called as Mac.
Yeah.
I guess for this Halloween, I don't know. A go-to thing for me would just be dressing up as a Little Red Riding Hood because that's the easiest thing I can come up with.
It's just a cave.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so cute.
Little Red Riding Hood.
Super cute. Okay, nice one. So, next person we're gonna introduce is Sky. Hi, Sky. What's up?
Hi.
What will you be
Well-
this Halloween?
Well, I've also been sinning, but since Rose is going as a devil, I don't want to be that bitch that copies the costume. I'm gonna go as a disappointment.
That's that's okay. It's only a costume anyways. Yee. But yes. Okay.
It's consistent.
It yes. And for yeah, do you hear a different voice here? That's our fourth guest. Our fourth guest is our one and only Zoe. They are our special guest for this episode.
Hi.
So Zoe, what will you be this
Thank
Halloween?
you for having me here.
We love you.
For this Halloween, I love you too. We love you guys. I missed you.
Yeah.
For this Halloween, I've decided to be dead. You know, like a ghost, like someone who just wouldn't exist. Cause like I always do it on the daily, so why not, right?
Yes.
Someone that doesn't exist.
At least
Hey.
we are being in theme. Yes. So that's all 4 of us here in this episode. So we shall move on with our safe house sentiments, our mental health check. Bing bing, mental health check. Let's go. So who wants to go first?
How we doing?
How are we doing?
Oh my god.
How are our heads?
What? Why don't you go first, Rose?
Okay.
Why don't you go first?
So, what's been on my head lately? I've been on and off because the internet's been shit. The internet's been shit, so my head's been shit. It's all going downhill, guys. I don't know anymore. If you can notice for the past few episodes, it's just going downhill, man. But like yeah, the internet is super bad. It's super duper bad. So I can't function properly. I can't function like a human being, I guess. But like that's literally that's what's happening right now with me and nothing else because no internet, no drama, no nothing.
Alright, which one of us is going next?
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'm gonna pick someone from the screen. No, I'm just kidding. I can't just pick.
You can't do that.
I can't do that.
You can like
I
close
will
your
try.
eyes, circle your finger on the screen, and whoever it lands on.
Okay, like just for like 5 seconds, I'm gonna spin it like counterclockwise and just think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My finger landed on Sky.
My finger.
How are you doing,
That sounded
Sky?
wrong.
That sounds so wrong.
I know it does, but I don't know how to phrase it. Oh God.
Anyways, how have I been doing this month? Well, it was very, very stressful.
Yeah.
Super stressful. Schoolwork was like every, and additionally, I have someone new in my family, like sis.
Yeah.
I have a dog. Yes,
Dog. It's a doggy.
yes, I have a dog. So even though my mental health is like slowly declining this month, I have a dog to cuddle.
Yeah. So he can share that.
I've been doing okay. In terms of the dog, he's really cute. His name is also Sky.
Sky.
Yeah, Sky squared. Sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit.
Yes.
Your
Follow my
dog's the
Twitter at
limit.
Into the Skies.
Yes. Plug like shameless plug right in the middle of the episode. Yes.
But like, yeah. I mean, it's still kind of really hard to get into taking care of a dog again because for our listeners who don't know, I used to have a dog, but unfortunately he passed away earlier this year. Now I have a new dog and I'm trying to get into the what do you call that? The groove again of being a
groove.
dog mom. So I've been taking him to the vet, I've been teaching him tricks and trying to get rid of his biting problem, which is not successful.
Biting
But
problem.
we're working on
I'm
it.
so sorry about that.
Oh, it's
Uh,
okay.
I
For
let-
our listeners,
I let
Zoe
the
gave me the
dog-
dog.
Zoe gave Sky the
Yeah.
Sky.
And I, when it was like home, like in our house for like 5 days, like I didn't bother for like the dog like biting stuff because one, the dog bites my
You
clothes.
eventually
that-
give it away.
yeah, and then two, then I'm like, whenever I try to reprimand the dog, like, please, like, stop it, like, he would sit on a corner and start whining, like, crying. So I would just let him do anything
No,
he wants.
not in this household. We discipline the dog.
Nah, I am not disciplined. You know that. So that's why I can't teach the dog discipline.
I mean,
But he's been doing good. I give him a B plus for effort.
the sky's the
Wow,
limit.
B+.
Therefore, sky
Yeah.
is the limit. Yes.
Yeah.
Sky is the limit. Yeah.
Whatever
But that's all for
sky
me.
limits. Yes. Okay. So I don't know if I should still do the finger thing because it,
Nah, I'll go next. Why not?
it might land on sky again. Okay.
I'll go next. I
Yes.
guess similarly with Sky, yeah, it's also been requirement heavy the past month, this entire month. I don't know, the like 5 recs per week so far is so bad. It's so painful, but we got no choice.
Deadly.
But like we got a break
Yeah.
this weekend. At least Psych B did. So we got that to look
Mm.
forward to at least. Well, a calm before the storm. I think that's what's happening here.
Yes.
Like other than that, I think
Yeah,
I've been
exams
fine.
are coming.
Eh,
Yeah.
like other than like
Shout
the
out
amount
again
of
to
recs,
Sec B, by the way.
yes, they're great.
Maybe what's
But like even if there's been a lot of recs, I think other than that, everything else has been fine. And that's it.
Yes.
That's how my month has been.
Mhm.
We've been dry, man. We've been dry.
Well, you guys are talking about dry. Like, ask nyo na, like, just ask what's happening in my life. It's very dry. Like, nothing is happening in this house since like I can't go out and I always sleep. And
Yeah.
you know naman like now
Yes.
like you guys, my friends are always busy and stuff like with school related works and just like
Yes.
yeah. And it gave me like me being free like because uh I didn't get into college because I didn't want to yeah do online classes because I find
Yeah.
it like more taxing. I was like yeah, this like I would take this opportunity to like try to build myself up, like my talents and skills. But it turns out that doing like focusing on doing something like for like 1 week straight or like yeah is very exhausting, taxing. You would lose motivation so fast. Like you would oh my god, I use like a lot. I'm so sorry. And this is a
It's
mental health
okay.
check. Oh my
It's
god. And I'm
okay.
But
doing
it's okay. You can
okay.
ramble for as long as you want.
You can
Yeah.
mental your health, your
I
check.
can mentally I'm trying to check my own health and it's actually it's very hard because no like keeping like asking yourself a question every day like am I doing all right?
Yeah.
Like am I doing stuff that still makes me happy? Like am I
Yeah.
supposed like my goals that I want to do like they're making me tired, more exhausted. Like I don't know if how I should approach this problem and me but only being like most of the time alone in this house or alone in my room I wouldn't have any opportunity like to
Yes.
yeah do something more like getting out of the box like your comfort zone because yeah you
Yes.
can't go out because of the pandemic so there's no self exploration here since it's
Yes.
you're just confined to your own room doing doing what you know and trying
Yeah.
to maximize everything
Yes.
but then again, at the same time, you're all alone, like, well, doing these stuff. So no one could really check your performance but yourself. And knowing myself, I really have bad judgment when it comes to like if I changed for the better or the worse. So yeah, it's always been a struggle, like being alone and being with myself. But at least like I sleep it all away, so I don't think about it as much. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if it's that
But
if that's a
but
good
you
thing
are
or a
trying
bad thing.
something new now. You're in a podcast.
Yeah, I'm in the
Yes.
finally I'm in a podcast. God,
Yes.
I wasn't able to like enjoy the first two episodes because like yeah, honestly I'm already struggling that
It's
yeah.
It's
okay.
okay. It's still
Yes,
here now.
you're here.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Okay. So I guess that was the mental health check for everyone.
That's a
wait,
good one.
we have to tell the listeners like y'all drink your water beach.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
yeah,
Stay
stay
hydrated.
hydrated.
Yep.
And
Everybody
oh, I
stay
was
hydrated, take care of yourselves.
Toma
What?
agua. What?
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 You
What?
were what? Cut this out.
What?
Okay. So moving on. Remember,
Okay.
stay hydrated. Talk to someone if you need to talk to
Yes.
someone. And that's it. So
Myself.
preferably not yourself. If you have a
Do
Yeah.
good
something
friend,
you love,
talk to a
you
good
know.
friend. Yeah.
Exercise your energy, do something good.
Yep.
Yes.
So seeing how
Yes.
it's October, even if by the time this episode releases it's like November 1 or something, it it's
Yeah.
October for us, okay?
It's okay.
It's October for
Still
Yeah.
spooky
us.
season in November. November is still spooky season.
Yes, it's the end
Mhm.
Yeah.
or it's the
Spooky
end of
season.
well, it's the end of October. It's spooky season. Why not we have
Yeah.
this episode just be dedicated to anything spooky that we've experienced or just anything in that sense. So, first off, I wanted to ask if anyone had or like anyone's scariest
Excited.
encounter or scariest memory you have of a real life encounter. It could be something that was paranormal like ghosts and shit or it could not be. Which one of y'all wants to go
Mm.
first?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Me, can I go
Yeah,
first?
go ahead.
All
Yes.
right. So
Yes.
I remember like me back then, like high school. Yeah. Like
Oh,
I like going out for walks, right? And walking in
yes.
the
Zoe's the
afternoon
most
is like
active one out of all of us.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. Keeping them legs strong. Yes.
requirement. Uh,
Requirement.
And yeah, I like going out for walks and walking like early in the morning is like I don't like it because I know that throughout the day I will do more tasks, but in the afternoon it's like the weather is not nice, so I prefer it during the nights, right? So what I would do is like have a routine to like go to a nearby convenience store, buy something from there, and walk back to home. Like, yeah. So
Yes.
at least it's like a refreshing cold night walk. Like, yeah. And then there was this one time, like, I wanted to go eat out. So, like, fast food. And the nearest one was Jollibee. Okay.
Yes.
Like, uh, Jollibee is like very popular here in the Philippines. Most
Correct.
specifically, their Chicken Joy.
Chicken
I don't
joy.
know why
Yes.
it's like called Chicken Joy. It doesn't even look happy.
It makes you happy.
It
It
makes
makes
you
me.
happy, but seeing it like it makes you like sad. Like, oh my god, I paid for this. Anyway, yeah, like going there, there wasn't any problem because like I think it was also around December, so like the lights were out, like people were out, and I
Mhm.
stayed at I think 2 hours eating there because like I just wanted to be alone. Then coming back home, like I thought it would be like people would still be outside, but then it was like nearing 12 midnight. Yeah, so there were less people, and then the lights like the decorations like started to like some of them like
Ooh.
turned off now, so the streets were like very dark. And for me, like that isn't a problem because like there are still some motorcycles that pass. But then
Yeah.
there was like the usual route that I pass is like an alley, a very dark alley, and then no one really passes that because it's dark. So I feel safe there. But then while I was going deeper inside, there was like this red light, but it wasn't moving. Like it's static. So like probably it's just like lights. Like
Yeah.
yeah, but as I get closer, like I would like you would expect like you would get near something, right? Like the lights would get what's this called? Brighter or like
Yeah.
larger
Yeah.
since you're going near it. But it's more like it's going away farther, like. So me, you'd be
Oh
thinking about
shit.
now, oh, so it's moving away. Like it's moving away, so I don't have any problem with it, so it's not getting near me. But
Yeah.
then since it's dark and stuff like that, like you would hear like ambient noises of the wind and then the soil, since yeah, your footsteps, and then like bird noises suddenly. Pero you gotta like, they're on a tree, man. So like yeah, they probably disturb the birds because like naman. And then I just realized na when I got distracted by that, none na the light. So like, hala. And then me then being a stupid bitch was like, baka meron something there. Like, explore tayo. Like, yeah, let's go
Wagi
there.
wagi.
And then, yun pala, when I got deeper, like, I used na my flashlight. On the end, it's just a wall. Nothing else. Nothing else.
What?
So like
Wow.
no doors, no anything, no houses. It's just like a wall, like walls. They're all walls. So I don't know like where the red light was
Dead
from. Like
end.
if someone was there, and yeah, and then
Pennywise is
if
like
someone was there and then they
sitting
saw
there.
me, and then yeah, and then they saw me, and then probably was like, okay, okay, someone's there. So meaning I'm not alone now walking home, so that really made me scared. Like, oh, okay, what's the safest route now? And there's two routes to choose from. One would be going to the place where there's a lot of dogs. So that means if they see another person, they would like bark at it, if you're acting suspicious. Or you would go around the longer route, which is the where people drink near the convenience store, since yeah, 24/7 convenience stores are a thing and people like drinking there. But then I was so tired. So like, oh my god, dire-diretso na lang tayo. Let's walk straight. And then during that time din, the dogs were all gone. So like, hala
Oh
suspicious man
shit.
talaga. Why are they gone? Like usually they're here, and because I knew back then like they would bark at me because I was just there. But right now, no one was there, and it was eerily quiet, like silent. Like I would only hear my breathing. So I'm like, next time I won't go out not to go eat. I won't walk anymore.
Don't go
So
out at 12.
yeah, I wasn't able to sleep that time, and I just stayed up. I think, I think, yeah, never go outside all by yourself.
There is a possibility that it could be from a car, right? Because it was like a wall,
Yeah, but
like a
it's not
dead wall.
moving.
So if it was a vehicle,
Probably.
where would the vehicle go?
Yeah, where would the vehicle go? It's a wall through the
And
wall.
I feel like if I
Have you
experience
been
that, I
there
just
like ever
run.
since that incident?
Come again?
Oh, have you been there like again after that incident?
Oh no, I didn't pass there na. I would walk a different way na.
Oh,
As
that's
you
terrifying.
should.
I feel like I just run. Just a run.
The moment you see a
I'm
I
red
so
think
light,
confused
running
why
makes you
Zoe
go.
did
more
not even run.
suspicious.
Yeah, makes
No,
sense.
I don't want to run because it's night na, and then you're gonna run. You're out for a good cold walk, and then you're gonna come home sweaty, like like your sweat's like sticking on you, like dry cold
Ew.
sweat. I don't like that.
Well, thank
But
God you're alive.
yeah,
Yeah, I think it's just me being tired. Naman, seeing
It sounds
things.
scary too, like seeing lights with no with no knowledge of where it came from.
Yeah.
So
so yeah, I also got something, but it's just like 2014 or something. I'm not sure if it was like 2014 or 2013, but so it's before where I live now. So I don't recall if I've mentioned this. I feel like I have, but this is like, well, I have like two stories, a short one and this long one. I'll go with the long one first just to get it out of the way. But because I used to live in a compound area, which is like, I don't know how you describe a small compound area, but it's like apartment buildings and then that area just for the cars like that. And I was hanging out with this one kid. He was like a few years younger than me, and we were just like on the staircase on like one of the apartment buildings. And we were just talking and talking and like having fun. And then suddenly, like none of the other neighbors that were like our friends was there. They were at their house, like I think practicing piano at that time. And suddenly, while we were just talking, I just hear something like behind us, or also above us, technically speaking. It was just saying, "Sorry, Ashley," and I was like, "What was that?" And
oh
I look at this kid like, "Did you hear that too?" He heard it too. This kid that I was talking to also heard that, and at first we were like, nah." And like I don't know why, but I didn't think
probably
of
not.
running to my house again because like I was at the staircase where my house is just like the first floor in. But then like okay, I brushed it off the first time, and then we just like I'm a little bit spooked, yeah. But we kept talking, and then it happens again. Sorry, Ashley. Sorry, and then I think it also said sorry at some point. But I clearly remember hearing sorry, Ashley. It was a woman's voice, and we were like, you know what? Fuck it, and we started running away. I don't know. I didn't think of just running home. My home was like a few steps upstairs, but I was like, no, you know what? We're running. So this kid and I, we ran to one of our neighbors' houses, and we were like knocking frantically at their door. buti na lang they answered. Like, or like, no, I explained the entire situation to them, and I honestly thought for a moment that they were just like playing a prank on us. No, no one was there at that time. They were both at home. I never found out what that voice was, but I just know that he heard it too. I also heard it. It wasn't any of us or anyone else we knew, but it was like clear as they could hear it. I don't know if like anyone else that was like outside at that time heard it, but the two of us heard it very, very clearly. It wasn't like a whisper or anything as well. It sounded like a regular voice, a regular volume voice. And to this day, I have not forgotten that. That still scares the shit out of me because I cannot. I
I
can't.
just heard some
Yeah,
random lady apologizing to me.
yeah. Like I like to this day, I have no idea how to explain it. And another time, this was while at school pa in elementary, so a lot of like ghost stories talaga with other kids because that was the thing, that was the shit for some reason. And of course there's a lot of like bathroom ghost stories, but at first I was like, it's scary. Whatever. But like I've always been afraid of going to a or a CR alone because of those. So this one time that I actually did go alone because I really had to go pee. I was like in the stall and I was sure that no one else was there. We Our CRs in my elementary school, they were like big talaga. And I was just in there and then I just hear something fall like on the counter and then onto the floor. And then I was like, it sounds like a toothpaste cap, I think. Or like the toothbrush cover, like that. That's what it sounded like. I think toothpaste cap was more accurate because it was like small and like plastic sounding. I heard it fall once to the counter, and then I just hear it fall to the ground. But when I hear that, I'm like, oh, it's probably just someone there. When I leave the CR, there's no one there, and I looked around, nothing fell. So of course, when I saw that no one was there, I just ran for it. I ran back to the classroom and acted as if nothing happened. No one even asked me as well because I don't think it was obvious. I just ran from the CR back to the classroom. Anyways, those are two things that I remember very clearly that really, really freaked me out to this day as well.
The
I'm
the
trying to
the
think
voice thing though. The voice
Yeah,
thing was so
of like where could that
so
voice come
Yeah.
from?
yeah.
I'm trying to think.
This is why like I
I
both
was thinking
believe
it
and don't
could
believe in
come from
ghosts.
someone. Like it could really come from someone, but at the same
Yeah,
time no
but I
one's
didn't
there.
recognize I didn't recognize that voice
Yeah.
because we had neighbors upstairs, man, which is where that kid lived, like right above the floor I lived at. And yeah, the voice,
Oh my
I
god.
know it was a woman's voice, and I know it was like dragging a bit, like hello, like something like that. It was like really spooky
Big
sounding.
front.
Yeah, but so I didn't recognize that voice. So I don't know who that was, but I know that it was a woman's voice. I just know that it was no one who lived there. And the fact about that building specifically, that apartment building, that compound, there's been a lot of like
Is it haunted?
scary stories. I don't know. That's the thing. I think another thing about that place that I can't explain was something that sounds like marbles falling to the floor from the ceiling of that place. I always just
From
brush
the
it.
ceiling.
Yeah, like there's like someone else living in the floor above us, man. So we heard it in the ceiling, but it's from their floor. So I always thought that, oh, it's just someone there, and I'm like, and then like it happens more often, and I'm like, I don't think so. That happens way too often. That was also one of the ghost stories that the landlord was telling a lot about that building as well, because the roof of that building is actually like closed off and supposedly haunted. But
Oh.
I still went
What
to
just
that
happened?
roof. I just never told the landlord. He will never find this.
Dang.
I also have no
Did they
idea why it
break
was
in
closed off.
rules?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a nice open area. We also had to like hide from a guard that was like who takes care of the compound. But you know what? We still spent time there. It was nice. I just didn't like that spooky instance that I will never forget.
Spooky.
Yeah, it really
Grade
was. Oh,
Hmm.
yeah. What about you guys? What about you two?
I have two experiences. One was in school, and the other one was at home. I think I remember
That's home where you
Yeah.
are right now.
yeah.
Oh God.
Wait, no.
Uh-huh.
Technically, before the place where I'm staying at it was made, I lived in an older house. It was like a house that was made back in like decades ago. It was like back when my grandfather was still a little boy. Swear to God, it
Oh.
was that old. And then our our house was still being constructed here. So when we stayed in the old house, I was around grade 5, and my brother was like in grade 6 or something. And then we were at the living room. That that living room had like nothing like in particular that you would use for school. Like there's no paper lying around. There's no papers, and then there's no pencils, no pens, nothing of that sort. It's just like a table, and then there's like a sofa and chairs. We were there studying, and the only thing I brought was a notebook, my textbook, and a ball pen. I didn't use a pencil at that time because I don't know why. And then my brother also used a ball pen and his bond paper. We were only using those things. But I remember specifically, I heard something drop from the chair, the spare chair beside me. And then I saw it was a pencil. And then I was like, oh, it's a pencil. Like, nothing threatening in particular. But then I asked my brother, yo, you didn't bring a pencil, right? And then he's like, no, I didn't. And then I realized I didn't bring a pencil either. So where did that pencil come from? And then no one was there.
Somebody just wanted to study.
Yeah, it's like no one was there. No one like was near there. Everyone was like in the building that was being constructed because they were like looking at the construction area and making like adjustments and stuff like that. And then I just realized like a few years ago, like when I looked back at that, I also realized that the place where I was at had those like those saints, like the statues of saints, and there's like a bunch of like mirrors also, like antique mirrors. It's like you would think something haunted must have been there, right? Like I'm not crazy. It's just something must have been there that dropped a pencil from somewhere. It was also a pencil I did not recognize. It was something I didn't use at all. It was a brand that I've never used. I usually just use the Mongol pencil, but this one was like a weird cheap pencil, and it looked oddly chewed on.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like
Oh no.
it had like bites on it, like human bites on it, and I was like, where did this come from? Freaking pencils, ghost pencils. Hmm.
maybe the ghost just wanted to study with y'all, but was too embarrassed because your pencil was chewed up.
I hope it's a friendly ghost though. But that's like it's not that
Ghosts are
scary
friendly
though.
if you don't
Yeah,
if you don't mess with them.
yeah. They're particularly not that threatening. But then there's it's not this one's in school, but it's not technically a ghost. I'm not sure if it's technically a ghost. I remember I went to school, and I remember I went to my classmate. They were my seatmate technically, and I remember talking to them. I remember like interacting with them that day, and then here comes lunchtime, and then they were like, "Yo, di ba absent si insert classmate's name? I'll call them Trisha for this one. Yo, like isn't Trisha absent today?" And then I was like, "Trisha's absent? But I saw Trisha earlier. I swear to God, I saw Trisha earlier. Like I've talked to
Those
them,
stories, bitch.
I interacted with them, and then here they come. They said Trisha's absent for the morning, and then is also absent for the afternoon, and then that Trisha called them saying they were absent, and then I was like, if Trisha's absent, so who the hell did I talk to? Oh my
Nah,
god. This
doppelganger.
this is still like messing with my head. Doppelganger. Isn't
Ganger.
it
Hungry.
they
Yeah.
say if you dealt with a doppelganger, you're kind of like you're like fated to die or something like that.
Well, you're still
No.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a bad omen, or I think that works if it's like if the person that's being copied sees the copy. Maybe I
Huh.
think it's like that. Not
Yeah.
like
If the
someone
person
just sees the
sees the
doppelganger. It's like
copy,
I'm
yeah.
gonna die.
Well, shit. I'm not gonna go looking for my
Oh my
doppelganger
god.
now.
Man, this world is scary.
So
Because
where
you
were
out
we?
Trisha.
Trisha heard me.
Okay. So
Tr-
No.
Trisha heard.
She's cursing you now because you're talking about her without
oh
her
god.
permission. Oh my god.
Oh
Trisha paid
god.
us.
Oh god.
Trisha paid us.
oh
Hey,
Okay,
god.
us is
that's
out there.
spookiest thing that happened in my life.
Yeah,
Trisha paid us,
Oh,
Trisha
yes.
paid us.
It is.
Okay, so it, Sky.
yeah.
What was
All
your
right.
experience?
What spooky experience do you got?
See, here's the thing. If any of our listeners is like looking at this video feed, they could see the panic that I just had because I don't know what to. Because I've been experiencing a lot of weird ass shit since I was a kid, and I don't know which one like stands out the most.
Which
Because
one
like
takes the cake?
yeah, because not only like is my family really super like superstitious, like I myself am strange and superstitious that I try to contact these shit. Like, what's up?
The type of person to own a Ouija board.
Stupid girl.
It it
Come on,
honestly is surprised
spirits.
that I'm still alive.
Come at me.
So
I'm right
here's the thing.
here.
I believe there are good
No
spirits and there are
way.
bad spirits. If I want to contact any of them, I just have to be respectful, and none of them
Yeah.
would kill me.
Makes sense. Makes
I
sense.
hope. Yeah.
So I was like trying to think like what should I say? Like what should I
The
say? I don't
recent
know.
one.
But um I don't know.
Just
There's
mention
one
any.
thing that stood out to me when I was a kid, and it's still in my head right now because I remember when I was a kid in my grandmother's house. Um, I used to have this video camera that my dad gave me because back then I was so into documenting everything. I mean, until now I'm still a memory hoarder. So yeah, I was like roaming around the house because I was alone, and my relatives were out for the day. They went grocery shopping because it was like an event. So when there's an event in our household, the relatives would go out and buy ingredients, and everybody's gonna be in the kitchen cooking and all that shit. But yeah, I was alone while they were doing that, and I was like just videotaping everything in the household, and I was looking at the screen of the camera, and something whooshes by, like something just whooshes by, like whoosh, and it was like white. It was like white and black that whooshes by, and I see it on the screen, but I don't see it in front of me. So it's just kind of like, what is that? It just whoo,
It
just
just went
whooshes,
swoosh.
Oh god.
just went whoosh, and I was like, that's weird. What is it? And I saved the video and I went to replay it, and it was fucking gone. So I was like looking at the video clip, like, where is the thing?
Where the
And I
swooshy
still don't
thing.
know. I still don't know if it was like a moment of hallucination, but like I swear to God, I saw something move past. Like because I remember I was filming the garden. It was like outside, so like I remember something whoosh by. It can't be a bird or any type of animal because it was like human sized,
Yeah.
Oh
but it was
god.
white, and I'm like, oh shit! I'm like, oh shit! And I think it's like a
Indeed.
family thing. Like we know that there are like spirits lurking around here. As long as you don't, don't disrespect them. They're chill.
Yeah.
Like
They're just there.
they're chill. Like believe it or not, we talked to one. Like now, our listeners probably think I'm crazy, but like
It's me. I'm the
I don't know.
spirit.
We are the spirits.
I don't know if I told you this, but like back then, this house before it was whole renovated, it was like owned by a family, and then they had a daughter. Her name is Laura. If she's listening, what's good, Laura? Her name is Laura, and she's like really playful, and she likes hiding things. So it kind of became a family thing that if we misplace something, if we can't find something, we would announce, like we'd be like, Laura, give it back, and then we'd find the thing like later.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we're crazy. But, like yeah, and it disappears, but it reappears. Like that's just how I grew up. And like if I lose something, I'm always like, Laura, this ain't funny. Like give it back. And it
Laura,
would
my
just appear.
will to live. Laura, give it back.
I should have asked her that.
Give it back.
But like, yeah. And oh my god, I have another one. Speaking of my
Yes.
grandmother. Speaking of my grandmother died when I was in fourth
What?
grade in 2011. Yeah, she's dead. She's great. She had a pink coffin. Yeah,
Ooh.
Wow.
I
Fabulous.
aspire to be like that.
Yes.
But anyways, when I was a kid, I was really close with my grandmother, and so when she died, it was like my whole world came falling apart. And when I first saw her body, like after it was like, what do you call that? When they put formalin in, after they dress the whole body, like when they put it in
Ah,
the coffin.
yes.
Yeah, I remember seeing her body for the first time, and I was next to my tita, and I was holding her hand, and then my tita told me that that situation scared her a lot because I squished her hand. I like squeezed it. I barely remember. I squeezed, and I told my tita, Lola's eyes were moving.
Oh
like
god.
My God.
Yeah,
like
that's terrifying.
like it was, how when you close your eyes, you can still see if the pupil is
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah, if the eyeballs kind of
Yeah,
roll like that.
yeah, yeah, you can still see it like on top of the
Yes.
eyelid, and that's what I told my tita. I told her like Lola's eyes are moving. I remember I remember seeing it, but I don't remember telling my tita. I remember seeing it, and then my tita was like no, it's not, and I'm like I swear it's moving, and she said, "Do you really want her eyes to open right now?" Because like, and then I looked at her and I was like, actually no, because I kind of understood that she's dead. Like, there's not, like, scientifically, nothing could make her eyes move, but I swear, I saw them move, y'all.
The
But, like,
eyeballs, they're just rolling.
yeah, that was kind of scary, but then it also kind of made me, like, it kind of invited me to look more into it. I'm like, why? Why did I think that? But, yeah, that's tea.
The T with the rolling eyeballs.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
terrifying.
My gosh.
Like, I'm 18. I still believe that I saw it move. Like, I don't care
Why
if there's
why
no
did you
possible
tell your
explanation.
tita though? It's like you you told your tita and then your tita's just like, oh God.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Imagine a like a 10-year-old like say that.
Mm-hmm.
And
The
it's even creepier
insanity.
if it's a kid because like you know how
Of
kids can
course.
see things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kids are
Yep, yep.
scary sometimes.
Kids are spooky.
Not in a
How
sense like
come Mac's like
yeah.
sisters are not scary? Because they're like twins and they're
Oh, you want me
children.
to say something that
Like they
fucking
can be
freaked me out with them?
Oh,
like they can be like the twins in The Shining. Like
What's happening?
yeah.
Because there was this one time, I don't recall where I was at that time. I think either like I was out with a friend or something. But like I remember at some point, like my mom was just telling me that, oh, your sister was saying that she saw something inside the room, and I was like, okay, and what is it? It was something like a kid. It was like a kid though, a child, a boy, and I think that that boy also had a girl with him, a small child. Like I don't remember like everything my mom said, but I recall na she was saying na, oh, your sister felt like, or no, your sister, just one of them, even though both of them were in the room, she saw someone inside the room, and but like they weren't doing anything, and then it just went away. So that was that.
Hmm.
That was the only instance or heard at least that was like terrifying and that involved children.
That is scary. Very scary.
they saw that thing where they, you know, where they speak at the same time and they like look at you weirdly.
I don't
Yeah.
think I've encountered anything like that with them.
That must have been weird
I
if
feel like if
it
I had a
happened.
twin, that would be like freak out.
Yeah. Oh my.
Done with this segment.
Yeah. So moving on from that, uh, on in the same
Yeah.
sense, like
Hold on,
anything
I'm
you
gonna
can
turn my
recall.
camera off. And
Okay.
that
So
okay.
like anything that you can recall, at least either like in childhood or like even to this day, what's the like scariest memory you have with any piece of media that you've consumed? This can be either like games, books, movies, shows, anything in that line. Like
I have
what's
Mm-hmm.
something that I want to
I
talk about.
I also have something, but yeah, sure, you can go ahead.
This is so funny. This is such a coincidence because I was talking about this book with my boyfriend the other day.
Nice.
I don't know if I told you all this, but when I was a kid, I used to read these series of books, and it's like creepy stories, and it always has a thing to do with sleepovers because the book series, the theme of the whole book series, it's always about sleepovers. Like example, one book is about a play, about a sleepover, and each story always has something haunted, like integrated
Ooh.
within it, like something creepy, a scary story that happens at a sleepover.
Okay.
So I don't know if these books are still in production. It's such a good series. I think it has over like 60 books. Like you know those series like
Oh,
Nancy Drew,
yeah,
like it was
Oh,
those
Ah,
types of
that's a
books.
lot.
Like it has a central theme and it just comes in different formats, like in different
mm,
characters. Yeah.
yes.
And the one book that stuck out to me the most, it was like a story about best friends. The title is Best Friends Forever because it was like it told the story of this girl. I forgot the names of the characters. Oh my god. But it starts with two best friends and one of
Yeah.
the best friends moves away. She moves away and you know, like when you're in middle school, that's like the hardest ever because like, oh my god, my best friend's moving away. What am I gonna do? Like, no, don't leave me. But yeah, one of the best friends leave. So
Oh.
and when the best friend left, a new girl in town moved in. So the main character was like, okay, I have no best friend. I have a new neighbor. I'm gonna befriend her so that I could have company. So she goes over to the house. She realizes this girl is so weird. She's like the weird girl tropes, you know,
She's
like speaks
weird.
by herself. Yeah, she's weird.
Oh.
She's quirky. Like there's
Dang.
something eerily creepy about this new girl. So our main character is kind of like, okay, she's weird. I'm not gonna associate that. And then like
Yes.
soon in the story, she and her best friend, main character and the best friend starts having a fallout because of this. And of course, she's in a new city and she built a new
Oh,
life for herself. Like found new friends, and they wouldn't contact each other anymore. So our main
oh,
character was like pissed about it. She's like, "You just replaced me with someone else. I'm supposed to be your best friend and all that stuff. Like, I thought you
okay.
were going to visit me this Thanksgiving. Why aren't you here?" And the best friend is like, "Oh, because I spent Thanksgiving with my other friend here." So she's like whole salty and they have a big fight and all that shit. So main character is like, I'll get back at her. I'm gonna make friends with the weird girl. Like, I still make friends with her. My best friend is gonna be jealous. Like just petty things. And then this weird girl invites her to have a sleepover over her house. And this is where like the weird shit happens because she visits her in her household. And she realizes that weird girl has a fascination for porcelain dolls. Like just like dolls. And she has like a whole wall of dolls. Our main character's kind of that's weird. And like because they were like I think their ages they were like 13, 14. So it was like really weird to have something like that. So main character is like, "Oh, you own these dolls," and weird girl is like, "Yeah, let's play with them. Let's play with dolls." So main character is like, "Okay," because main character
Mm.
is nice. It's like a nice pushover. So she was like, "Okay, we can do what you want. Let's play." So she was asked to pick out a doll from the shelf, and each doll comes with this thing they call the forever candy. Like there's always a candy associated with a doll because that's what they would eat. And weird girl asked her like, "Hey, if you were a doll, like what would your forever candy be?" And she's like, "Oh, it would be Kit Kats, like something like that." And
Oh,
yeah, it is really weird because they're like playing with dolls and all that stuff. And then
okay.
she realizes that the weird girl is like dominant over her own father because the father would do everything that she wants. And the weird girl would threaten her dad and be like, "You wouldn't want what was that?" She said somewhere along the lines of, "You wouldn't want what happened to mom to happen to you, right?" Like something like
What
that.
the fuck?
She would threaten her dad. And then I was reading the book and I was thinking like, what the fuck happened to her mom? And I was like, hmm. But like, yeah, that's what happened. They form a friendship and they would have sleepovers. They would play with dolls, no matter how weird it was. And then one fateful day, not exactly fateful, unfortunate. Um, yeah,
Yes.
this was I don't remember all the details that happens, but like the final scene in the book, it's like the sleepover, and main character wakes up to weird girl like looming over her and pouring glue in her mouth,
What?
like like weird girl was pouring glue into the main character's mouth. I assume this is like how she turned the main character into a doll because
Oh,
she was like pouring glue in her mouth and putting stuffing in her mouth and all that. Yeah, because throughout the book,
disgusting.
yeah, because throughout the oh my god, mom. Wait, my mom is here. That was the final scene of the book. She was kind of like turning main character into a doll. She was like putting glue in her mouth, stuffing her, and throughout the book, like when she would visit the house of the weird girl, she would hear voices, and it would always come from the wall of the dolls, and they were telling her to like run, and she's just like Oh, but then she would dismiss it. She's like, "Oh, I'm just like hallucinating and all that stuff." But no, you
Girl.
weren't. They were warning you. They're telling you to get out, but she didn't. And in the end, she got turned into a doll. And like the
Oh
final
God.
scene was a weird girl putting all the dolls in like big Tupperware boxes because she's moving out into a new place.
Oh
So it's like
God.
yeah, and then all the questions that weird girl asked our main character, like about her forever candy and all that stuff, that was like information she was gathering for when she becomes a doll. So she chose Kit Kats. So she would have her forever candy as Kit Kats. And the doll that she chose to play with when she visited the first time, that became her companion on the shelf because they have like permanent places to sit on the shelf. So the doll she chose was the one sitting next to her. So
Oh
Oh
God.
yeah, she got turned into a doll. And I assumed she turned her mother into a doll too. Because like
yeah.
the cover of this book, it was like the wall of the dolls with the two characters, with weird girl and main character, and weird girl was holding a doll that looks taller and older than the other dolls. So I was like, I think this is the mom.
Oh.
But yeah, that's like a creepy thing that stuck to me. But it's I found it really weird because if she's turning humans into dolls, how are they tiny?
Yeah, that's
How,
true.
like, why are they not human sized? Like, what did she do? She probably cut them up and turned them tiny, but like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's probably it.
yeah,
They didn't want it to be more gruesome.
Yeah.
yeah, because
Weird
the
girl
final
is the best plastic surgeon they can afford.
oh yeah, like
Yeah.
there was like the epilogue of that book where she was put on the shelf in the new house, and then weird girl has a new friend. So all she could do was tell this girl to run, and that's how the book ends.
Dang.
Damn.
Suffering the
Yeah,
same fate. Wow.
yeah.
I feel like
There
if I
were
read
so
this
many
book, I'd be
dolls.
freaked
Like
out.
shit. I think I
That's
read
so
it in fifth
weird.
grade.
Oh.
Fifth
For
grade.
yeah, it's a book series advertised to children.
I don't like that.
Get
But it's all creepy. It's all like creepy stories about sleepovers.
yes, yes.
So
You want
yeah,
to scare the children to sleep. Yes.
Damn, that's terrifying.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Next.
Oh, I thought you'd have more. Who wanna go next?
I can go next.
Go ahead.
Like, I think this is not weird. I've heard of other people getting scared by this, but I remember when I was little, I think I was around 5 or like I was 6, and I was just going through YouTube. I remember um I watched Michael Jackson's music video for Thriller.
Oh,
And when I saw the video with my own two little eyes, I was like, I'm not going to sleep. This is just scary. I'm not gonna go to sleep. But that only gave me like a few nightmares for like a few days. But what scared me the most was when you guys know the popular trend back in the day where they would have these websites where it's like jump scare inducing.
Oh my
oh,
god,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
yeah.
hated that
I
so
hate
much.
it.
Yeah. Y'all know the one that's called like Circuit or something? I think it's called Circuit. Yung
Oh
Not
my god, I'm
sure.
having like
Flashbacks.
flashbacks. This is scaring me. Hold on, let me
yeah,
turn on all the lights.
yes. The one I saw, the one called Circuit, the one that's like it was not the one that's like a maze where the dot goes to like
Oh
the
my
square
god, I
thing.
played that game with my fucking cousins, and they would like fuck each other over by moving the hand to like touch the maze.
Yeah, yeah. It's it. I didn't go to that one. There was a different version of that one, but still the same jump scare where it's you basically have this game of finding the hidden things like you would usually play in like other like games, like mystery stuff. And then you would play it like there's like pictures and you had to find like the red dots. And then you'd click the red dots like peek, and then next picture, click there. And then when you click a certain dot, like a certain number of dots, you would get the jump scare. And I played it with my aunt and my brother, and then not I'm not gonna lie, I literally had the jump scare, and then I ran towards the closest bedroom I could find, and then I took the blanket, I hid it over my head, and then I was just there shivering, and then
Oh
my
god.
my my aunt was like, "What happened? You got scared?" And then I'm like, "I'm only 6. I saw that thing." That was it was so scary. But now that I look back at it, I was like, it's 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 kind of corny. Not really, it was kind of corny. But my kid brain thought it wasn't corny.
Yeah, I mean, we're kids that time. We'd be scared of a lot of stuff. We'd
We
see
were
a lot
just
of stuff we don't know as well.
yeah
Yeah, and especially it was like when we were kids, that was like the prime time of those jump scares, like the
Yeah,
trend. It's like
yeah.
almost everything had jump
yeah
scares.
Was it the most
So
yeah
I
iconic one is the scary
think
maze
that's why
game.
our generation
yeah.
has like, yeah, that too. I think
That's
that's
why
why
we
our
got
generation has
triggers.
like massive anxiety.
Yeah,
Probably.
we just been lied to, jump scared, and like
It wasn't only
being
the games, it was also the videos. Like you all remember
Yeah.
that rocking chair video?
Oh
Like
oh yeah
yeah.
that
Oh
that one,
god.
that was
Please,
such
I'm
a
scared
trendy
now.
thing.
Just thinking about it.
the rocking chair one.
Oh
Scary.
god.
Scary because it also moves, right? The maze one was like just a picture that just pops up
Also, there's
and
Scream
like
as well.
sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a sound. But the video ones, those scare me
I
a
don't
bit
like it
more
when they're
because they
videos.
move.
I don't like it when they're videos because you're
Yeah,
gonna expect something but you don't know when to expect it. There's also
yeah.
that sense. God.
You kind of just like sit there and wait if something
Yeah.
will happen.
In that
But
same
like
sense. Yeah.
it's also like, man, you were watching this video. Why weren't you expecting there was gonna be a jump scare? And then at the same time, I was like, I was dumb. I was a kid. Of course, I won't think of it as a jump scare video.
How
Yeah.
about y'all? But like, I found out about those videos through my fucking cousins. Like, I
Yeah,
remember like all of them huddled in a computer, and they would like call us like the little kids and be like, "Come look at this video." Like,
yeah.
it's something to be afraid of. And then I sat there like innocent, and I watched that rocking chair move slowly. And I remember telling my cousin and be like, "What? What?" And then the
Yep.
thing comes out, and I cried my eyes, and they got in trouble.
God.
It's always the cousins that traumatize you.
Yeah. I had a similar experience, but
Yeah,
like not a video, but a game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this was the earliest like scary memory I have that involved like something I watched or yeah, like it was a game. So there
Yes.
I forgot when this was released. Uh but I just remember playing it. I didn't remember the title of this game until like very recently when I saw it in a YouTube video from the channel Goose Boost. And
Okay.
this was like a fucking miracle because for so long I was trying to remember this game. And when I couldn't find the title of this game, I was like, was I hallucinating this game? Was this game not even real? But
Oh.
the thing is, you wouldn't expect it at all because the game this scare came from was Scooby Doo.
Huh?
It was a Scooby Doo
Huh?
game. So
Wait.
yeah,
Familiar.
the story of this Scooby Doo game is that it came out alongside the second live action movie, the Monsters Unleashed one. It released
Alright.
alongside that, and I think the title of the game was Scooby Doo Escape from the Colonisium. I think I'm not sure, but so something along those lines. And it's like a point and click puzzle game. You're just trying to escape, the museum. And I was playing this with my cousins as well. Don't know what to deal with cousins and wanting to scare little kids, but we scared each other anyway. So you
Yes.
get to a point in the game where you have a crowbar in the like Egyptian area, and you think that you use this crowbar to open the tomb, and the tomb opens, and it's just a black screen and the open tomb part there on the side, and there's a text scrolling across the screen. It's very very faint, so it tricks you into like moving closer and reading what it says, and then that's when it gets you. That's when the jump scare pops up, and wait, let me get a photo of that because I swear it is like pure silence because the music stops, the black screen is right there, and there's like a tiny, tiny light gray text on it that you could barely read and understand. And then suddenly, I think it's like 5 or more seconds of just pure silence and the text on the screen while you're trying to read it. The jump scare just gets you out of nowhere. And
But what's the jump scare
hold
though?
up. It was a screamer. Technically, I'd call it a screamer because it flashes like it goes at
Yeah.
you like that, and it's a
Yeah.
scream. Hold on, let me like find a photo of that.
Okay, not the video because that would
Yeah, no,
be
I'm not. I'm gonna include
too.
Yeah,
the.
I would close my eyes.
I'm gonna
I'm
include the
also
Do
photo.
not
gonna
send a fucking jump scare.
I'm gonna
I won't.
squint. I'm like I'm
I'm
just gonna
gonna. I think
squint.
I'm gonna like show this photo like on screen because why not?
Oh,
That
What's
just
oh,
that?
jumps
oh,
out.
no, no,
Oh,
no,
That
I
no,
jumps
no,
out
ruined
at
no,
that
you.
asshole.
That
no,
just
no,
jumps out at
no.
you while you're trying to read the damn text on the screen. And of course, when I first saw that, me and like my two other cousins were like, we like literally jumped and we're like, I don't. We probably screamed. This was years ago, so I don't recall. I don't also
Yeah.
recall how we found this game. I just know that well, we found it, we played it, we had fun. It was fun, and then that happened. That was the only jump scare in that entire game as well.
Yeah. Isn't Scooby Doo made for kids though?
Yeah, and God, that genuine.
What?
And then, I mean, yeah, for sure, it got us the first time, but then we got to a point where we were just fucking around and opening it again and again just to see it. But the first time, oh my God, that was horrifying to me. And
Eh.
I mean, like, I remember
I'm not.
that a jump scare happened, but I never remember the game that it came from other than it being a Scooby Doo game. God,
Uh,
that was terrifying to me. And I guess also in another game, my cousin was playing the game as well on his DS Lite, I think.
Aye.
He was playing one of the Miles Edgeworth investigation games in the Ace Attorney series, and there was one
Ooh.
scene where main character of that game, Miles Edgeworth, is there in front looking towards a hallway, I think, or facing the screen. I forgot. It's like a dark, abandoned hallway, and in the back corner, you just see a figure sitting down. It's a mascot. It's a mascot of a character called the Blue Badger, but it was just sitting there in the corner. And when I saw that, I'm like, no, I don't like that. That thing is gonna kill you or something. And then the scene
That is
shifts.
scary.
Yeah, and then the scene shifts. I think the main character was facing the screen at that point, or Miles Edgeworth, the character, was facing the screen at that point, and you see the figure in the background stand up and slowly walk towards. It was like it wasn't even like walking like a normal human being. It was like walking with like its head down or something, and it got
Oh
yeah. That
no.
Oh
scene
shit.
ended with that Blue Badger character smacking his head and knocking Miles Edgeworth out. And when I saw that, I was like, "Bitch, I told you so. I told you so that was gonna happen, but you didn't believe
He got
me."
Wait, so you're basically saying a mascot bonked Miles Edge.
Yeah, because someone was inside it. Because it was it was a mascot costume of the Blue Badger character. So definitely someone
Mm,
was in it because someone could fit inside that for sure. But yeah, those
mm.
are the scariest things I can remember from my childhood.
The Scooby Doo one is
Yeah, no, when I finally found out what that was, I was like, yes, At the same time,
No!
no, I hate this. Like it was a repressed memory for sure.
The
So seeing it
memories
again is
come
so wild.
flooding back.
Yeah. Scary.
Yeah, it really was. It scared me. It scared me for that entire night. I think when I saw it. God,
Yeah.
I don't think
Dang.
I've
Zoe is
really
so
read any
quiet.
scary books.
Zoe's
Oh,
scared. I hope
cause
you're.
yeah, I'm like when you guys started talking about like the jump scares and all the videos, like
Yeah.
like all of
Yeah.
them just flooded in my head.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck. No, I turned on my lights and I also turned on my night lights just to be sure, cause I'm that scared right now.
Hold on, wait. I should probably do the same thing.
Oh, none lights over there, scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wait, hold on. You guys continue.
What
You should.
story do you got with like a game, a book, or a movie? Zoe. Anything that you can
Well,
recall?
well, since a lot of things have been flooded in my head right now, the worst thing that I could remember is the game that you can't play anymore, and it's Hotel 626. Do you
Oh,
I've
guys
heard of
does
that.
that ring a
Yes.
bell?
yeah, I
I
heard
Okay,
of
Yeah.
know
that.
this.
I think.
it's a game where you
Yeah.
can only play on 12 or 6 any time of the day.
Uh,
But at 12 or
I've
6,
heard of
right?
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
then
think I've played it, but like I've heard of it.
Yeah. I've
like
Mm.
also heard of it.
yeah, I've also here's the thing. I just know that my sisters back then would like tease me. I'm like, "Oh, play this," because like I'm a child, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah." And for me, it was like a very traumatic experience because like I only remember the like it's so repressed in my brain that I don't even want to remember. But the only thing that I remember about it is like it's solving kasi like there's like
Ah,
puzzles and shit.
Yeah.
yes.
So if you fail to solve it, alangan jump scare, and naman you can't perform well under pressure or when
Yeah.
you keep making mistakes. And
Pressure.
there's this like the baby scene, like I think you're supposed to like keep the baby asleep because if not it will be crying and then there will be a jump scare. And I don't know, it's all bits and pieces in my head right now.
Mm.
Cause see, I really don't want to remember, cause it's just too scary. Like playing it or like just
Yeah.
knowing that how I went through it, and
My
I
God.
just like I made sure like what's this called, like if this game actually existed, like it's a game that's not available anymore,
Mm.
which is sad.
Uh,
I wish
I
like
mean,
there's
this.
like people who try to recreate the game
Wait, why do you want to recreate that?
I feel
to
like.
preserve the game.
Yeah.
For
I
archiving?
I feel like there's a
Media back
similar
then
Yeah,
was
game.
just really media back then was just really lenient with the shit
yeah,
they put out.
Yeah. I
Mm.
think
Well, now there's
around
like
the same time.
rules and laws.
Mm-hmm.
I
They
think
don't
around
want
the
to
same
Scary.
trigger no
time.
kids.
Hmm. I'm trying to
Okay.
remember the title. I can't remember the title. But so there was like a similar, or no, not really similar because I can't really recall this game at all. The Hotel 66. I remember a game like a horror game that was like really well known among my classmates, and we'd usually play it. And well, I didn't, but they did, and I was just watching them play because I didn't want to play that. That was scary. I
Yeah.
think it was called The House. I'm not sure. I just know that it was a horror game that can just be played online. You didn't need to download or anything, but it was something along those lines. And that was like really significant because like it was like the biggest thing among my classmates. And whenever we'd have free time in the computer lab, they'd just start playing it. And oh my god, like seeing them play it scared the shit out of me. Like even just
My
watching them play
goodness.
because like you have to like trigger something so that you can progress, and sometimes by progressing it's like a minor scare. So I remember clearly that in one of the scenes you had to like open a note and put it away repeatedly until like something jumps down.
Oh shit, my anxiety would not be good for that game.
Yeah,
Mm,
same.
it's a no.
It's a no from me. Yeah, no, I'd never play those games because I know that I can't handle it. But
Yeah.
I'd watch them play from a distance. I wasn't like right
From
beside
a
them
good
watching them play.
distance. You're like
Yeah, a
really
Yeah.
far
good
away.
distance. 'Cause I
And
really
you
wouldn't
kind
be
of
able to handle
squint.
it. Yeah,
I usually squint if I don't want to get scared. It's like,
pretend you don't see it.
yeah, I do not see.
Y'all,
God.
I grew up with a mother who loves horror shit. So like my
I
childhood is just a lot of ghost stories, movies, and like books. Like back then we used to have this case of all my mom's DVD horror collections. And
ooh
like whoever designed those DVD cases should go to hell because all of the cases were like the faces of the ghosts like in
Oh,
front.
oh,
And I remember it was my task as a kid to like clean it up. And then I would
oh
never take
no.
the DVDs. I would never take the DVDs one by one. I would just kind of like put the like clean on top of it, like beside it. And I'm
mm,
like, I'm not gonna take them out one by one. And my mom's would always get mad at me because she's like, "That's just entertainment. That's not scary. What are you scared of?" And I'm like, "Bitch, it gonna get me in my sleep." Yeah, but I remember my
I
brother would take those DVDs out and like threaten me for me to
oh
do shit
Damn.
for him. But yeah, I mean like I'm good now. When I was a kid, it was so scary and now I'm
Yeah.
just used to it.
No,
Like if
makes
something
sense.
creepy shit happens, I'm just kind of like, "What up, ghost?"
my gosh.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to hate horror stuff, but now I'm like I can see where my mom is coming from. I understand
Yeah.
her now.
I'm
Yes.
still very 50-50 about it. I either like it or don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really judgy with the horror stuff now because like I've seen so many. I'm always just kind of like, "Oh, it's the same plot as this movie, like
True.
predictable." Like,
True.
like I don't know. I just became that person, which isn't good
I think
because
Mm.
I'm
like
like,
people
"Oh, it's
nowadays.
judgy."
Sorry. I
Ang go
think
lang.
people nowadays like if there's like a horror story with good plot and then a lot of like context clues, like symbolisms and stuff like that, they wouldn't consider it a good horror movie.
I
But then
would
when it
love
comes,
movies like that.
yeah, but when it comes to like jump scares or just like scream factors, like that, people would really like, oh my god, this is best. Like what the fuck? It's like the same formula. Like the
Yes.
only thing
Hmm.
that's
Yeah,
keeping up the movie is like the jump scares long, but story wise or anything, it doesn't make you
it's the
question about the
same.
lore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I don't know what the fuck like people are like watching
I think
anymore.
it's because like the whole marketing thing with horror movies is that when you're scared, it like triggers your brain into like
Yeah.
feeling like, it like makes you happy. Like if you're scared, like watching a movie, it like
Ooh.
what do you call that word? It kind of releases
Adrenaline.
endorphins. Yeah, and it gives you adrenaline. That's what makes watching horror movies fun. So that's why
Uh-huh.
there's a lot of like jump scares and all that shit. But I don't know, sometimes it's overplayed for me and then the story is just the same as this other movie and this other
Yeah.
movie. Like
The nun. The
The
nun.
Conjuring, it's like there were so many jump scares in that movie, but it's actually bad if you take the jump
Yeah.
Yeah.
scares out.
Yeah. Not
Like
much of a favorite.
But like the thing with me is like if there's a new horror movie that's coming out, I always want to watch it because I want to judge the plot.
Makes
And
sense.
and my boyfriend kind of hates it because my boyfriend hates horror movies.
Oh.
So
Ooh.
when something, yeah, he's like scared as shit. So when a horror movie comes out, I'm always like, hey, hey, let's go
Hey.
watch it. And it's just kind of like, no, and I'm like, please, I just want to
Hey.
judge the plot. And he would just suck it up and watch it with me anyways. There's nothing you can do about it.
So
But yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like over.
Are
I don't know what horror movies they can make now. It's
Yeah.
a coronavirus.
oh oh
I feel like all like elementary years was definitely the peak of like horror stuff because it was
Because everything
genuinely
was new.
scary. Yeah, and it was like genuinely scary to the
Like,
extent that it had an impact on us. Like here we are now, we still remember all of these things
it's
because of
like
how
a
scary it
yes,
cultural
was.
impact.
Yeah, yeah.
cultural
Like, you could. The other day on Twitter, I saw this picture, and it's kind of like, if you survive this, you the real one. And it was that photo of that video of the one at my jump scare.
the
The
rocking chair.
mountain with the road.
Ah, yeah, the
No,
mount. Oh,
the
yeah, that
mountain
one.
with the road, and there's a car. Like,
Oh,
Oh, that one. Oop.
I don't know how else to describe it. It's a mountain with the road and a
Yeah,
car.
it's and the
I'm
car is
like,
like moving down the mountain, something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. It's like you could show a generation this picture and everybody would just know what it is.
oh
Yeah.
god.
Because it scared the living shit out of me.
Yes, it did. It really did.
God,
Oh no.
man. I get
All the memories flooding back.
I
Is
get
Zoe okay?
Yeah, I'm
Zoe.
okay. I'm
Okay.
okay.
why don't we like go to a more lighthearted place for now
Okay.
and try to forget these things? But it's still in the spooky sense. So
Yes.
we
Okay.
wanna, well, at least Rose and I, we like talked a bit about this
Yeah.
yesterday, but like interesting phobias, like
Oh,
anything like fear of something something. So
Yeah.
we found like a few, and I think the most funny one at least is
Yeah.
the ibophobia being one of them, which is the fear of palindromes.
Yes.
Wherein also ironically ibophobia is also a palindrome for some reason.
Yeah, you kind of spell it backwards. It's still the same. It's
Yeah,
ibophobe.
there are a lot of like weird phobias as well, and
Yes.
sometimes they're reasonable, sometimes it's just like okay,
Yeah.
because
It's
like
like the
wait.
common ones
Can y'all
are
hear my
reasonable.
door creaking?
no.
No?
Yeah,
Why
I
Okay,
is it
heard that. I
it
heard
stopped.
that.
It stopped.
Oh, okay.
I was
Wait,
just like
why
letting y'all
though?
know. Oh, I don't
Okay,
know. It just creaks.
Okay.
that
I'm
sounds
What's
looking
the
at it
reasonable.
name of
now.
the
It's like,
girl again? Maybe they're visiting.
what's good, Laura?
Lord.
What are you looking for
Okay.
this time?
I
Yeah,
thought
Yeah.
I thought I thought y'all were talking about weird phobias that we have. So I
no,
started thinking of like things I'm scared of, but
it's
like
like
weird
weird
phobias in
phobias in
general.
general. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
because like like looking up, there's a lot of phobias in this world, and I
Yes.
think the most iconic or most well known ones are like fear of heights, fear of spiders, stuff like that. Fear of the dark is also
Fear
one
of
thing. But then
I think
you see like fear of palindromes, fear of big words or long words, and then
long
there's
words,
also a
that one.
fear. Yeah, there's also a fear of Mondays, specifically
Yeah.
Mondays.
I
Yes.
mean, me too.
Me too.
I'm trying to think of a weird phobia, and the one that came in my mind is like, you all know Liam Payne of One Direction? There was like this whole thing about him being scared of spoons,
Oh,
like for a while.
Spoons?
Like spoons, the utensils.
damn!
Oh,
But
what's
why?
so threatening
Yeah.
about a spoon?
Maybe because
Well,
you
I
see
don't
your
know.
reflection upside down?
Upside down.
I don't
Oh,
know.
I mean, it could be a reason. We don't know. That's the
I
curious thing
don't know
about
about.
oh
phobias.
my god.
Yeah.
I want to talk about
Yeah.
my older brother. My older brother has this weird phobia about eyes,
Huh?
eyeballs. He hates it. Like if you touch your eyeball, he can never look at you. Always look
Oh,
away.
Huh.
it's like touching it like
Yeah,
this.
yeah. He's gonna
Like
hate that. Like, no, he's gonna look away. Like it scares him. It's like,
oh.
Huh.
I don't know, it makes me a bad sister. It's so entertaining to me because just look at him, be like, at me, touch my eyeball.
Like, hey, I'm touching my eyeball.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know, it scares him. And I remember back then, recently, there was a news like Jessica saw, and there was like a news about this kid who got a worm stuck in his eye, and the
Oh
TV
God.
decided to show that eyeball with the worm living in it. And my
Huh?
darling brother just happened to turn around at the right moment, and he sees it,
Oh God.
and the way he almost gagged, like when he saw it, it's very
Uh,
entertaining.
My gosh.
Yeah, he just hates anything that has to do with eyeballs, like touching it, like anything inside it, wiggling around. Like, yeah.
oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it makes
Just
sense.
remember.
Oh God, man. I don't.
Oh, there was
It's,
the fear of
it's the same
peanut butter.
What?
peanut butter.
A
Yeah, the
fear of
one that's like,
peanut butter?
yeah, the fear of peanut butter getting stuck at the roof of your
Oh,
mouth.
right. It was that specific.
What do
Yeah,
you
it was
call
super specific. I forgot the name. It was kind of long,
Oh,
but it's basically people who are scared of like having sticky peanut butter at the roof of their mouth. I don't know why it's
but
that
just
specific.
peanut butter? So many other things can be sticky and get stuck in the roof of the mouth.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's also like other, I don't know, other fears like fear of partially or fully submerged man-made objects in water.
I could like
Submechanophobia, they say it.
I could like what like drop a phone in the water and someone's like, just gonna be screaming their heads off.
I'm not sure if it's an actual phobia or it's something people are actually like fascinated about. Because me, I'm actually fascinated about it. But I feel like other people would be scared of like example, you'd see a sunken ship in the ocean. Like example, the water is so clear, and then you look down, suddenly you see a freaking pirate ship down at the bottom that's like rotting, and then you don't know what's down there. Scary.
I think
So
I'd be
the
good now that the
Titanic.
ocean isn't clear. Because I would be
Yes.
scared if I would be able to see everything.
Yeah.
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 Oh
Scary.
yeah.
The
Like if there's
The
sharks
whole
there or like
fear of
dead
the ocean
bodies, I
shit,
don't want
y'all.
that.
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
The
Because like
ocean's
I used
scary.
to I used to be like not afraid of the ocean, kind of, because like I'm an island girl. Like my dad is like an island boy, you know. Like we would go to beaches and stuff. And back then, I would just love the water, and I just got influenced, like people when people are like, "I'm so scared of the ocean because I don't know what's in there." And then suddenly, like I start thinking of like shit that we found in the ocean, and now I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere near the
Hmm.
deep end. Like, no, I don't want to know what's there,
Yeah.
what if it's
It's
gonna pull
always
me
that.
down, like if I found a dead body, like because
Yeah.
they're saying that you don't know how deep the ocean is,
Oh
and
yeah.
so many things. A whole population of creatures can like kill you. And I'm just gonna like, I think I'll stay on
Yeah.
land where I can see
Yeah.
things that can kill me.
Yeah. God.
Except for an earthquake. You can't see that.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
scientifically, you can predict an earthquake,
Yeah, yeah, technically. Yes.
but the shit in the ocean, man, like, no.
God. Scary.
I also get scared of like for example, I mean not get scared, I more so get like creeped out when I see like uh those mascots or like those animatronics like in the water and then they're like
In
just
the
there.
water.
Yeah, like example like in theme parks and then you see the animatronic like submerged in the water. I'm like, oh that's so cool. But then at the same time I'm like,
What if it ate a
whoa.
child?
It, I mean, a part of me also thinks that it's like people actually like maintain these things like on a daily basis.
and then they have to do it like when people are not around, and they'll have to do it like at night. Imagine those people having to deal with that like at night. And then what if they see something in the water other than the animatronic?
Oh god.
Five
Oh
Nights
my
at
god.
Freddy's.
Yeah, what's good? Y'all, Rose just reminded me of something.
Yes,
Um,
Mm-mm.
as I should.
added, I w- I'm not done with this documentary yet, but I was watching a documentary the other day. It was like about water theme parks because there's one that
Oh.
was really controversial. It's not in the Philippines. It's in America where
Action
there's like
action part? Ata?
it's like a water park. So like there's
Yeah,
like slides and stuff. And there's
yeah,
this big slide that people are scared to go down from because every time you go down from it, the people in the end would always have wounds. Like their flesh would be like scuffed up and all that shit. And nobody knows
yeah.
what's going on. Like what's in there. Like people have tried going down there and they wouldn't see like nothing is there to attack them. But for some reason, every time they come out of the slide, they would always have wounds. And it's like
Damn.
nobody knows what the fuck
Yeah.
what is happening. And then it was revealed that a few years before, um, somebody actually like died in that slide.
Oh
Like
Yeah, yeah.
no.
someone died in that slide because they got caught in one of the tubes and
Yeah,
like
Oh
their
no.
teeth broke. So their teeth was like wedged in the along the slides. So the people who were sliding down would get scuffed by the person's teeth. They would
see?
like,
Ah,
ew.
what the fuck? What the fuck?
It's
I didn't
Oh
finish
my
the
god, what?
documentary yet, but like, yeah, it was like a whole thing. Like,
God
oh
damn.
my god.
yeah, like the
Look at
person's like
this.
teeth got caught in like in between the ridges of the slide. So like
Oh
every time you go
no.
down there,
Yeah.
like that's the thing that's like scuffing your flesh and like yeah. That became a
Uh,
whole thing with and then there was like a court case about that
Oh
because it was
god.
like, it was like violating and all that
It really
stuff.
is. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I
God.
think they closed
scary.
it down. Yeah,
Yeah.
As they
as they
should.
should.
God.
Wait,
That's
I just remembered it.
Oh Lord. Scary. That actually is scary.
yeah. Oh, just finding a dead person's teeth while you're having fun. Yeah,
Mm.
that's definitely not great.
Wow, what an interesting day.
Yeah.
God.
Mm.
I would not want to
Well,
experience that.
I yeah, it's I don't want to be the guy who got his teeth stuck there, but I also don't want to be the person sliding down
I don't
there
want to be
and
anywhere
have
near that
so much
park.
teeth there. Yeah, just I'm just glad it's not here in the Philippines.
I
Sounds
think
like a
we'd have worse cases here.
Yep,
probably.
yep.
You don't know
Oh
what could
god.
Knowing
happen.
the Philippines,
Uh,
Yeah. Mm.
right?
there's not much to
I
talk
think
about. Yeah.
I think that's all for the phobias, because like
Yeah, there's not really much to say. It's just like an interesting topic to, briefly
yeah,
mention.
Talk about your phobias. Like, what are you afraid of?
I'm seriously afraid of the dark. Like I don't know if I've spoken about it already, but I'm quite afraid of it.
I
Relevant.
Like
I used to be afraid of the dark.
yeah.
Only a
But
little
eh,
naman for on the dark.
yeah.
I think depending on where I look at, because like there will be some angles of like in the dark where it's like really dark and I get scared of like looking there. For example,
Uh,
if I'm in my room, if I stare at a like dark place that's like kind of like lighter, that's like a bit lit more than like the corners of the room, I would rather look at the lighter area and just
oh,
like focus on that, and then I could fall asleep. But then there's sometimes I just see something at the corner though.
oh
Like,
God.
it's like I
see,
just
oh my god,
look there.
this is this is the thing that like stopped me from being afraid of the dark. Weirdly
Yeah.
enough, because like when I was a kid, I used to be so scared of the dark, wherein I really won't sleep if the door is closed. Like it always has to be
Huh?
open.
Hmm.
Like the
Wouldn't
light
it
from
that
the
be
living
more
room.
dangerous? What the fuck? Okay.
No, the
Yeah.
light from the living room. Like I need to know
Okay.
that there's a source of light. Because if you close the door, it's all dark and I can't sleep. Like I always have to open the door. And I remember it annoyed my parents so much because like when we were kids, we had what do you call that? Bedtimes, and my bedtimes was usually at like 9. So I would
Oh.
like turn in early and my parents would close the door and I would literally get up from my bed and open it. And it would go back and forth. Like they would close it and I would open it and they're just like, "Why can't you just sleep?" And I'm like, "Because there's no light. Like
Yeah.
I need the light." And
Um.
then like I don't know, I grew up like a reason why I'm in psychology right now is because I have an older cousin who influenced me into liking psychology, and I remember studying with her how the human mind, how it can't see in the dark, so the
Mm-mm.
brain just kind of puts like random shapes together and tries to see something to like make out anything in the dark, and that's what causes the person to have hallucinations. And that fact alone stops me from being scared of the dark, because if I'm in a dark room and I see something strange, I'm always like lol in my brain, like
Hmm.
being scared is just my brain. That kind of
Yeah.
switched the flip of me being
Why
afraid
does
of
the
the
brain
dark.
do
It's just
that?
kind of like it's just my head, like, oh well. Yeah, and then ever since then, I just stopped being afraid of the dark. I'm just like, yeah, my brain's just weird. It's just trying to understand the surrounding. And then, like, fuck it. And even if there was
It's
something,
like,
I wouldn't give a shit because I'm like, it's my brain.
yeah. Now that you mentioned that, I'm more mad at my brain than the dark now. Like I'm more mad that my brain is doing this
The
to
shit
myself.
your
Like,
brain
come
makes.
on.
Yeah. The brain, it makes up stuff a lot of
Like
the time.
all my brain had to do was just look at the lack of color. Man, what is wrong with our brain? Why do we think like this? I could
Everything.
have
Oh
not
my
had this
god.
phobia.
But
No
at
more
the same
thoughts.
time, it's like your eyeballs. What do you call that? Your eyeballs adjust to the darkness. So like when it's dark for a few minutes, it wouldn't be anymore. So I
Yeah.
just wait. I just wait it out.
Oh,
Nah, my
yeah.
brain got no patience. It just starts imagining like right
And
on
then
the
it
spot.
starts panicking.
Oh god.
Yeah. It just does.
It just screams at you. There's
Man.
something there. There's something there.
Yeah, there's something there.
No, I condition myself in the dark like there will be nothing there. So I see
Hmm.
completely black. And that's the time I would like if there's blackout at home, I would like scream help because I really
Yeah.
couldn't move anywhere. I would just stay in place. I would
Yeah.
like stand and stay in place or sit. That's it. If I don't have
Yeah.
anything with me.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's so sad. It's like, man.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know. I
okay.
Man.
I have like a minor fear of heights. I say minor
Oh.
because like I can look at the view, but I can't look directly down. If I look directly down, I just start freaking out and I just nope, goodbye. I back away from that so
Oh.
fast.
Oh my god, I
Yes.
read a book. I read a book before. I read a book before where she was explaining what happens to the body if you jump off a building, and it
Oh,
was so
Oh.
graphic. It was like talking about like what organs move first and where it goes, and like what happened to the body
oh god.
midair. Yes, these are the
Man.
types of book I'd be reading growing up, but like yeah, it's so interesting, but it's so scary at the same time. So now
Yeah.
every time I'm at a high place, I would look down. I would always think like, I wonder how my guts would rearrange, like in the span of time that I would be falling.
Oh god.
Mm.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, I need
Yeah.
to find that book. I think I still have it, but it's so detailed.
Hmm.
Yes.
One day you'll find it.
Hmm.
So yeah, I guess moving on from that, it's back to like more of the spooky end again, but it's like more
More
brief.
spooky.
Yeah. So what's your guys like favorite scary story or urban legend, or even like a classic
Mm,
ghost story from school that you recall?
yes.
Trying to think.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah,
it be on a game?
Yep.
yeah.
Ooh.
It's Herobrine. I
Oh,
would be
Hero.
scared playing Minecraft.
got it.
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
like
one
when
of
it
those
turns
people
nighttime or
too.
like when I'm
Yeah.
in a cave. Yeah,
Yeah,
You
Minecraft can be
did you dig
scary.
I'd
like
be scared.
4 blocks? Wait, did you also do like if you like th- I remember in the early days of Minecraft, like the early days of Herobrine, like the common belief was in if you're in Minecraft and then you're mining and then you see like 2 by 2 blocks that are like 2 by 2 blocks tunnel in the mines you were in, that's basically a
Oh
sign that you're
yeah,
right in
Yeah.
your
Oh
game.
my
And then I'm
god.
just like, I actually believed that at some point because I was a stupid 12-year-old
Yeah, of
while
course.
and I oh wait, like back then
playing
there's
it.
like Minecraft
So I
demo.
saw those and
So
I
Yeah.
was
like
like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
scary.
yeah,
God.
Oh my god.
very
Until I grew older and then I was like, oh
Hmm.
man, bullshit.
Yeah, probably.
Yes.
Um,
I
um,
think I can recall from my school, yeah.
yeah, go
It
ahead.
was back. Oh, there's a lot from school
And you could just mention one.
actually, but like I remember this one prominently because it's the one that's mostly talked about in junior high. This one ghost apparently from the AVR, the audiovisual room where we have like video presentations and all, where we watch movies. This is also the AVR where most of the plays and like musicals from the club, the theater club of junior high, they would usually be there. They usually take place there. And when they apparently when they practice, they usually leave one chair vacant at the very back of the room near the sound system, because
For
apparently
who?
there, yeah, that's the thing. Apparently there's a ghost there that stays there, that resides there, and if they don't leave out a chair there, and if they also like if they have a person sit on that chair that was meant to be vacant, apparently there's like bad things that happen to the play, or it's like some like bad
Oh,
omen to the play. And then I'm
Oh
just like,
shit.
wow.
what the hell?
That's interesting, honestly.
Yeah. Imagine being so pissed that you didn't get a vacant seat in your favorite play, and then you put a bad omen to your favorite play. It's
Oh
so
no.
weird, and it's so
So
it's
that's low-key wholesome though, where they're like, leave a chair extra, okay?
Yeah.
yeah. They have their special audience. I forgot the name of the ghost. It's apparently a girl
Oh,
who was
good for
there.
her.
Yeah, yeah.
She got
I
there.
yeah. She got a VIP seated there.
At least she got
Yeah.
something to look forward to in the afterlife.
Yes, yes. Hunting theaters.
Oh,
I have a thing.
yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Um, back in elementary, um, there was this whole legend thing about the old, like the first principal of our school. Because I know he died fully, I think, but like there's a lot of legend thing that goes around her because people were saying that she was like a weak principal. Because like I remember looking at our old yearbook. It's like, you know, they say that schools in the Philippines used to be very like, yeah. So I remember seeing old yearbook students would like stand around girls shit. Uh, but there's this story where when this principal died, her spirit did not leave the school because she was the one who who put up the school in the first place, and she loved the school so much. So she would like her spirit would like linger along the corridors, and like there's like two places you can see her. You can see her in ABR room. Well, not exactly see her. Like our ABR room is like outside of the door. No student is allowed there. It's like for radio broadcasts and stuff, and mostly it's for like staff. So none of us are allowed to go there. But above the door, there's a sign. You know that those air signs. You know, like the red one that tells you that someone is using the room.
Yeah.
Apparently, when it's like late at 6:30 at night, the on would be on because she would be there. We would stay there at night. There you could see her, or her spirit would live in the field, like our field in our backfield in our school. We used to have this really tall bamboo plant. It's a big pile of bamboo, and it forms in a semicircle, and lots of spirits live in there. I remember growing up, it was scary for people to go into the bamboo bush and stand there for like 10 seconds. And I used to like scary as shit. Yeah, because the spirits would get mad, and then the trees would like rumble a lot and all that shit. So, they say that she goes there and like, play with the kids, and kind of low ruin because like there was a story about a kindergarten child who was there talking to the bamboo. And so when they asked her who was she talking to, she was like, I was talking to the principal. So we were all like, what? Yeah. Like she said
Dang.
it wasn't just the principal. She said there's like other people in the bamboos. So everybody was like kind of freaked out. So yeah. But like she said that as long as you're nice to them,
Yeah.
nothing's gonna happen to you. See, that's the scary thing about kids. Like they can see things.
Yeah.
So like
They see things.
yeah, that was a principal. And I remember we would play, you know, all know the game Spirit of the Glass. Like we would play that next to the bamboo bush, and we would try to talk to the spirits. And it's that thing that we did every day to the point where the teachers banned us from doing it.
Oh.
Because we were
Wow.
like, what the fuck are we doing? All these spirits that we nobody plays Spirit of the Glass anymore, okay? And that kind of just, you know, like instead of playing with the glass, my smart ass classmates decided to put a spirit on everything, like the spirit of pencil, the spirit of the coin,
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
everything just had a spirit because everybody really just wanted to have contact with any spirit in in that bamboo bush, and it doesn't matter if it's the principal because like hey, what's good?
Yeah.
I thought the
Yeah.
bamboo bush was gonna be
Oh my
like a
god.
permanent thing, but I remember I came back to that elementary school. I think I was in 10th grade in like high school. I came back to that school and the bamboo bush was gone. They cut
Oh.
it off.
Oh.
So I don't know why they did that, but they cut it off. It's gone now. So I'm kind of like, I
Oh.
wonder if they angered any spirits.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what
Mm.
happened, but the school is still standing. No one's dead yet.
Hmm. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
I honestly, I got nothing that comes to mind when it comes to like a classic ghost or an urban legend, because although there was like a lot of mention of ghosts, there was like really none that stood out, and like none that I would like tell a lot to this day. So I guess I don't got anything technically speaking. But
you don't have any like haunted school stories.
Mm.
I mean, they're all not true. That's the thing.
Oh,
Yeah. They're like
Oh.
stupid enough to be not
Oh.
true, to be not true. So
Mm.
I guess like we can move
Yeah.
on to
Yep. I see what.
this last technically last
Wait,
topic.
Zoe.
Or yeah. Oh,
Does Zoe have
Wait,
a
what about me?
story?
Do you have
Fun?
like a story
Didn't
like
I
from
say?
school?
yeah,
But didn't I talk about Herobrine?
yeah. It doesn't have to be from
Yeah,
Fun.
school. It's like
Oh yeah,
favorite
yeah.
spooky story you got.
Lamau.
yeah. I have nothing more
Yeah,
spooky
yeah. That's the
other
thing
than my
then.
coochie. Oh my god. Okay. Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Oh my
that's
god. Yeah, it's a spooky story. I just realized like
yeah.
they're expecting the coochie and it's something else. Oh my god.
Oh god.
Shocking.
Yes.
Wasn't there a
Yes.
movie where the woman's vagina was like what was it?
Teeth.
Eat
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Eat then.
It
No, it
was
had like teeth.
glowing.
It had like teeth.
Oh shit.
It was like deadly, I'm pretty sure.
I want to have a deadly coochie.
Yes.
Like, damn.
I don't remember the title honestly. I just remember that was a thing at some point in this world,
And
which is so wild to me. But yeah, the last thing like I wanted to like talk about to end us off is
mhm.
your favorite haunted location on this earth.
Like in this city or in this earth.
Yeah, or either some place you've been to that's genuinely like it has a ghost story to it, or it's just like any favorite haunted place that is not a cemetery or a church or even your own
Me, I got
school.
one.
Hmm?
I got one.
Yeah.
It's not here in like the city. It's where my dad grew up. Like, my dad is from the city. He grew up in Palawan, but not like north. Right, not North Palawan where it's like you know, the fancy beaches and the resorts and stuff. It's like from the south where it was a lot of tribes and all that stuff. And I've been there once. Like I visited there once, and it was a weird trip because it was like my family there. They're kind of like what do you call that? Like the chiefs of the tribes and all that stuff. Like I legitimately believe if I stayed there, I'd be Moana. As saying I'd be Moana, but like that was the case. I grew up city, but I remember visiting there, and people, if my family is superstitious now, like in the city, it's more so there, because I remember all my cousins telling me to be hush hush. She was telling me to stay quiet, and I'm like, why? Because like where we went, the tribe was like away from civilization. There were no neighbors. It was just our like cute little hut house and lots of land, and our neighbors would be like an hour away. But it's just a lot of farming and all of that livelihood shit. And there would be a big forest where people would go hunting. And I remember we went to the forest, and my cousin was telling me to be quiet. She was like, "Don't say a word." And I'm like, "Why?" And she's like, "Because they don't know you yet." And I'm like, "Who the fuck doesn't know me? The fuck?" She's like, "Oh, the spirits in this forest. Like they don't know you yet. They might mess with you." And I was like, what are you talking about? Like I was like I wasn't like, you know, like believing this. I was just kind of like, what? She's like, I know it's weird, but like lots of people died here and they don't like new people. So they so I think it's best for you to be quiet and not judge them. I'm just kind of like, oh, okay. She's like, yeah, you can only speak on the third day that you come here. She never
Oh.
explained why it was the third day, but yeah, I spent for the first 2 days going there to like hunting with them. I did not say a word,
Dang.
not a single word.
Hmm.
Even if I wanted to say something, I would like just kind of make weird hand signals. Yeah, because they're like speak.
Compromise.
And then yeah, I remember coming home to the hut and asking my grandmother like, why can't I speak? And she's just kind of like, because you know the spirits don't know you. And I'm like, what if I want to be friends with them? Like, what if I'm gonna be friends? Why don't I just talk to them? And she's like, no, because they might kill you.
Oh, very
So
straightforward.
yeah, because I think she was really annoyed because I kept asking why, and
Hmm.
she's like, sometimes things are unexplainable. You just have to follow it. And she was like, here in Palawan, in the south, in the tribes, there are so many legends that are unexplainable but are real. So just shut up and follow because you might get killed.
Oh god.
Yes. Yes,
So it's yeah,
death.
yeah, it's like haunted and shit. But you can go there. You can coexist as long as you respect them.
Yeah.
Mm, fair enough.
Yeah.
Very fair. Yeah.
Um. Uh. Which one of y'all want to go next, or should I go?
Oh, I can go next.
Sure. Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So I think I have mentioned this before already, but like I'm really fascinated with the haunted happenings that happen in Disneyland. Like it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter which one, it just occurs in like different Disneylands, if you know what I mean. Because the belief, or more like a myth, I think, or I'm not sure how true it is, but apparently people write it in their will, or they have it in their will, or they tell their relatives, their loved ones, that when they die, they want to be dumped in the property of Disneyland because they want to stay there
The fuck?
forever. Apparently, and some people are like they purposely have themselves cremated so their ashes get thrown in the river
Oh
or
my god!
in like other places.
Imagine being sprinkled on "It's a Wonderful World." Like
Oh
the
God.
Oop,
fuck.
oop, scary, spooky.
God.
And then y'all know the bunch of accidents that did happen in Disneyland and like a bunch of people
Oh
who
yeah,
died there.
the
And then
one the
apparently,
rides.
yeah, the like staff, visitors that are unfortunately entangled with like malfunctions sometimes, and especially like a staff, like maintenance staff, who get stuck in like places that end up with them getting killed and
Oh
all.
shit.
And then sometimes some people say they can see a Walt Disney's ghost in the town area of Disneyland, and I'm just like, why?
Wasn't there a whole theory about him freezing,
Seriously,
like
why?
being frozen
Oh yeah.
under Disney?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, like him
yeah,
being cryopreserved there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That
I
one.
know it's debunked, but he couldn't be preserved there. Plus, he was
Why?
Disney. Walt,
Yes,
you ba naman like making a cryopreserve thing there and then on top of a ride, and it would be maintained daily. I think he
scary.
couldn't do that. Plus, the second thing is I think Walt Disney also wasn't preserved.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
he wanted to, but he didn't. But he didn't get to be preserved. So yeah.
he wanted to decay.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. But like
yeah, that's
I have a
sad.
question. I have a question.
Yes.
Like if you were like cremated, like where do you want to be sprinkled?
Food.
Oh my god, people would eat.
Yeah, I want that every day when it becomes my birthday, they would eat little bits of me, like
I
Like a
think
sprinkle.
teaspoon, a
people
Yes.
Oh
have done
teaspoon.
God.
that
So
before, though.
y'all
People
know
have
that
actually done
episode,
that.
that episode of My Strange Addiction where this girl was eating her boyfriend's ashes.
The woman who got addicted to eating her husband, yeah,
Oh
her
Yeah,
God.
husband's
yeah,
ashes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
And she was like crying because she was like, I'm almost out of ashes. And I'm like, bitch, that's because you're eating him. The fuck?
Oh God.
Something she would mix them in tea, like it's some sort of like sugar or something.
That's scary.
That's so funny, but like so weird. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, where would
Yeah.
you want your like remains
I
to
don't
be
know.
sprinkled?
Honestly, I have no
Be
idea.
eaten.
I used
A
to joke
tree.
about this like to my mom, and I think I kind of want it now.
Oh.
Like, I would tell my mom if I get cremated, like, I want to be mixed into buckets of paint, and then somebody paint a portrait of me using that
Oh.
paint.
Oh,
Huh.
I used to
actually
joke
would
about
be
that to my
nice.
mom, and then now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I kind of want that.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of sounds nice.
Sounds interesting. Honestly.
Or like,
Hmm.
they don't have to paint a portrait of me. I just want to be
I
mixed
think,
into paint and like haunt my grandkids who
yeah,
use it for their stupid art projects.
Oh God.
Oh my god, that would be
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
I was just like, bitch,
Mm.
if you're gonna use me for an art project, at least make it a 90. Like, come on.
Y-
A
True,
90,
true.
90 lang yung worth mo, be. You're dead na, 90 ka lang. My God.
Okay lang
Oh,
ang
Ah,
Make it
90.
100.
Get that?
yeah.
Get that?
100, perfect na talaga. But I'd give them until 90. If they get 89, I'm like killing all my grandchildren.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're like people who would like
Yes.
spread their ashes in the water.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
well,
Yeah.
that kind of
Yeah.
makes sense to me. I don't know. There's a lot of weird
But like,
places.
where would it go? It's just
Somewhere.
gonna sink.
Mm-hmm.
It's still going somewhere. I
Oh,
don't
wait.
know where. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to be made into a jewelry.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
actually, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
We're all just planning our afterlives. Love that for us.
Everything comes to an end one day. I don't know. There's a lot of weird
Yep.
places
Yep.
in this world. Oh, right.
Yes.
The favorite haunted
Yes.
location.
Oh,
Well, I have. we went off track so fast. So I do have like a favorite haunted location that's in the Philippines as well. It's called the.
Yes.
Hold up. It's
Yes.
called the Manila Film Center. It's in Pasay.
oh,
Yeah. So the reason for this is because I know it's definitely haunted because of the tragedy that took place around 20 or so years ago at this point. I'm not sure when it happened. I just know that at some point there was a tragedy wherein something with I think the foundation of it I think or something inside the building broke and a lot of people died.
oh
Uh
shit.
Ooh.
this is not meant in disrespect. It's just like saying it. So, listeners, I'm just explaining what I know. But I remember this place clearly because my dad
Ooh.
and I used to go there. Not a lot, but still like from time to time because one of the offices there was still like alive and kicking. I'm not sure for what though. I just know that yeah, that place was like alive and there was like a few people working there, but not a lot. And at first I didn't know that like the place was like supposed to be like haunted or anything. I didn't think much of that place being haunted until I saw it in a Filipino ghost story book that my dad had, saying that there was like a white lady in that one floor, which is like the most common
Oh.
ghost. Yeah, and it was like of
Oh.
course like a hallway and then white lady, but like yeah, but I don't know that much ghost stories about that place. I just know that it is like genuinely a haunted place because like I think let me like fact check for sure. Yeah, it took yeah around 169 people died in that place.
Wow.
Yeah, but for some reason it was
Wow.
like somewhat open
That's
to the
not.
public,
Hmm.
but like it's not like that out there.
Hmm.
But it's still like a known place. I don't know like
Okay.
if in recent years, like not right now during the pandemic, but like in recent years, if it was still like people can still go inside. Because I know that my dad and I went inside that building, and went inside to one of those offices. Like yeah, that is genuinely my favorite like haunted place, or like considered to be a haunted place to me at least. Anyone else
Mm.
got one, or that didn't say any?
Zoe.
Mm.
I don't have anything.
Well, it's
Really.
okay.
I don't.
That's fine.
Yes. It's
Well,
okay.
I guess that's the end of that. And I think the
Yeah.
thing that we can take away from all this is in
Respect
short,
ghosts.
yeah, just be respectful towards spirits. If you believe in ghosts or don't believe in ghosts, just be respectful towards anything or a place where anyone died or passed away, anything like that. Just be respectful in general. Don't be a dick. Don't. Show some
Yeah. Don't be
respect.
a dick. Don't
Yeah.
be a Richard.
Be nice
Yeah.
to people that are
Yes.
alive and to the people that are dead.
Yep. Show respect to everyone because everyone
Yes.
deserves respect. No matter
Yeah.
well, depends who they are as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
Show
if a,
respect to the people
I
that
mean,
deserve respect.
Yes.
I
I
think
mean,
that's a better.
if a certain president died, I mean,
If a certain
You know,
Oh my
an
god.
accident.
Yeah.
what if
presidents.
mm,
Hmm.
President.
Hmm.
controversial? We should not talk
Mm-hmm.
about that anymore.
Let's
We don't want
leave
to
that
get
at
Mm-hmm.
sued.
that.
Yes. And we
Yeah.
started sounding like villagers.
Huh.
We just started sounding like villagers from
Huh.
Enchanted.
Yeah, okay. So I think that's it for this
Yes.
episode
That's
of
it.
yeah. I think that's gonna be it for this episode
Yay!
of Safe House Podcast.
Good job,
Also,
guys.
another thing before we end off, Safe House Podcast has a
Yay.
Twitter. It's at Safe House
Wait,
Pods.
actually,
Yeah, it does. We do.
Yes.
I'm gonna
I
yeah.
didn't know
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, well now you do. I'm
Yes.
gonna it's gonna be on
We
like the
have
end
it.
screen of this video that you're watching, even though it's like audio form. Whatever, you
Yes.
get it. You're on YouTube. You get it. It's gonna be in the
Zoe,
description as well. So yeah.
Yes.
Zoe, do you have anything to plug? Do you
Yeah.
want to plug anything?
I have
Yes.
nothing. I'm not done with my like
Uh,
Twitter with what's this called with my art Twitter yet. Cause
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
so I'll plug it probably in the next episode.
sure, whenever. We'll plug it whenever.
Yeah,
Sure. Thank
Yeah.
you for joining us this episode.
Yeah.
yeah, and I will be
yes.
present in the next episodes. It's
Yeah.
the coming episodes. Yeah,
Yay.
Yay.
just remind me to like
Oh yeah,
not be
sure, of
asleep.
course. For sure, for sure.
Yes.
Ah,
Yes.
I think that's it.
why did I kiss you guys?
I think that's it.
Wow.
All right.
You have
Thanks
to
for
say
tuning.
goodbye.
Yeah, thanks for
Oh,
tuning
yeah,
in to the
okay.
Safe House Podcast.
Oh, let's
This is
make a
episode
jingle.
3. Yep. Yes.
For our listeners out there, thank you so much for listening. We hope we haven't scared you, or if we
Yeah.
did,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hope you had fun still listening.
Hope you're okay. Hope you enjoyed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
Also,
yeah. I hope you
Yeah.
also turned on the lights while listening to this.
yep, yeah, I hope your lights were on. Okay. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Yes.
Catch us in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.